I will now move on to our next presenter, which is Tisha Aragaki, the Assistant Archivist for Reference and Outreach at ʻUluʻUlu. Thank you so much, Tisha, for being with us today. I'm going to turn it over to you.
Okay, thank you for having me, Shannon, and Devin, and everyone with the Council for Humanities. So I'm going to also go ahead and share my screen with you guys. All right, so I am going to show you guys a little bit of what ʻUluʻUlu has to offer for History Day, or for any other research that students might be interested in doing that has anything to do actually with Hawaii history and the people of Hawaii. So I am, as Shannon said, the Assistant Archivist for Reference and Outreach for ʻUluʻUlu Moving Image Archive. And I'll show you a little bit about us first. Physically, we are part of the University of Hawaii, West Oahu. So this is our little map here that shows you how to make it to the campus. Don't follow this little blue dot here that takes you the wrong way, but here's my little thing here. You go to the parking lot. The campus is nice and small. And then we are all the way in the back here. So that's our little ʻUluʻUlu section. So a little bit about what we do. So this is our mission. Our mission is to perpetuate and share the rich moving image heritage of Hawaii through the preservation of film and videotape related to the history and culture of Native Hawaiians and the people of Hawaii. And so that means that we are taking in things that are considered analog, they're not digital, so videotapes and film primarily. Anything that is born digital, we usually don't take. Of course, there are some exceptions, but for the most part, we want to grab these things that are likely to be disappearing on us, that we really want to preserve. So these pictures are from some of the collections that we have. And I'll go on to show you a little bit more about exactly who we are and what we do. So this is our collection scope. Our collection scope is things that are created in Hawaii and about Hawaii. Primarily, that's going to be from the 1920s to the 2000s, going with the formats that we collect. And we have, well, an abundance of unique and primary source material for that reason, because we are getting things in from independent filmmakers, from the television stations, and as well as their news broadcasts. These numbers here down below about our collections are from December, so they're not the most current, but at the end of the year, we put all of our numbers together. So we have over 80 permanent collections. We have about 45,000 videotapes and films in our collections, and that's growing every week, every month, every day. We have about 4,980 reels digitized, and then of course, the hours of footage is in the thousands as well. 217 plus terabytes of digital preservation masters. So those are the things that we create in order to keep a backup just in case any of the copies that we make to stream to people or share with people end up disappearing for any reason. These are some fun images also from some of the collections that we have that we know people love to take a look at. So this is some of our collection highlights. So we have things from Hawaii's icons, our television stations, some prominent companies, independent filmmakers. A recent collection that we got in was George Tahara. We got that collection in late last year, and we're still processing it because it was such a huge collection. It's been a lot of fun, and it was almost entirely film, with a few things that he did manage to transfer, but it's been an adventure working with his stuff. And then we also have community groups and organizations, and I put quite a few here together. We recently acquired a good deal from Bishop Museum, and that's been a terrific treasure trove of just footage and information that is just so fun to see. We also do collect things like home movies. So sometimes it's really nice for people to see what the day-to-day life has been like for people over the different eras in Hawaii. So this is an example here of one of the really great collections that we have. This is from the Center for Labor Education and Research, and they're part of the University of Hawaii. And they are also situated on West Oahu campus as we are. And so we have worked through a great deal of their items, and one of the reasons that we love this collection so much is it has so much to do with telling the unique history of labor in Hawaii. And so they have collected histories, oral histories from people, and discussed their experiences working on the plantations in Hawaii, and throughout all of their experiences as labor has changed over the years here. So the Rice and Roses Preservation Project was a big one that we worked on. It was a grant project that ran 2 years, about 285 videotapes that we digitized, and 95 hours of footage, and 9.8 terabytes of preservation files came out of that. And we put a great deal of what the CLEAR organization has done into our History Day pages often enough. So this is an example of the page that we put together for last year's History Day. And this is the page that you'll land on. It shows you some of the clips that we've pulled that we think are relevant to that year's topics. And this list on the side here is a list of several of the other documentaries that CLEAR has done that have frequently been relevant to what students are doing for History Day. One of the great things about this collection is when we are digitizing these things, of course, they're all digital, so we can do everything virtually very easily. But we also often enough have the raw material. So although the documentaries are short, they tend to be about 30 minutes. We have all of the interviews that go with it. So sometimes anyone who's researching gets a wealth of information just from the raw material there. So how does someone make use of our archive? Like I said, the great thing is that we can do so much of this virtually. You can just go to ʻUluʻUlu.hawaii.edu. And you can do a title search. There's a search bar at the top of every page on our website. Once you do a subject search, then whatever your results are will come up, and you'll see all those little clips like you did in the last results page. And there's a little Ask an Archivist button at the bottom of each of the pages. There used to be a form, but right now we just have information about how to email me, and I'm the one that will get it. So once I get your request, then I'll send you a registration form. It's like our library card, and it's good for 1 calendar year. And you can just tell me what it is you're interested in, and I can help you find more information, just in case that you want a little bit more than just that one clip. Once we figure all of that out, you get that registration form back to me. Then I stream it directly to you in your home. So I'm sort of like your own little private local Netflix. And I do have people who stream tons and tons of videos at a time, up to 4 hours at a time. And they just like to watch. So that's pretty much it. I was going to walk you through actually getting onto the website, but I think that's going to take a little bit too much time. So I'm just going to end that there, and thank you guys. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to email me again at ʻUluʻUlu@hawaii.edu. So thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Tisha, for sharing that. Wow. Does anyone have any